Hello everyone, I am Burger, and I am here with a One Piece theory / discussion video about how some of the most useless seeming devil fruits in the entire series are not useless at all, but are just being used wrong. Now I'll be using evidence from specific devil fruits in the series, and compare them to devil fruits that seem useless. Now, everything I'm about to say is an opinion, and opinions are subject to change. So if you disagree with something I say, please tell me, because I think everyone's interpretation of the story of One Piece is equally valid. So I might change my mind based on something you say. Now, the first thing I'm going to say is just that there are no useless devil fruits. That there are some devil fruits that have more obvious powers than others. There are some that can give power to weak people. There are some that only give power to people who are already strong, but none of them are useless. That if you have the drive to become stronger in the first place, that no devil fruit will ever put you at a disadvantage. Now, to start off with, I'm going to talk about a devil fruit that seemed useless for a main character's majority of his life, but very recently he discovered that his devil fruit is not useless at all. And I am, of course, calling to the Soul King Brook, and his devil fruit seemed very useless. Now, whenever somebody eats a devil fruit, they learn the devil fruit's name and the basic abilities it has. So, Brook knew that his devil fruit was based around the idea that it could bring him back to life. However, he was convinced that was all it could do, because those are the only powers that were revealed to him when he ate it. Now, in much of Brook's life, he never had a huge drive to get stronger, but by the time he had joined the main story, he'd lived a very long time, and he realized that he needed to do something more. And when he did that, he discovered some very unexpected powers. Now, those powers include, but are not limited to, probably, I mean, who knows, the ability to call ice from the afterlife, use the afterlife in some strange way to create illusions through music, and finally, the ability to leave his body temporarily. These are weird powers that do not immediately come to mind when you think, oh, I have the power to come back to life, so clearly I have the power to do all these things. No. These are not obvious, yet Brook figured them out regardless, which insinuates to me that you will always discover more powers for your devil fruit when you're ready for them. And as a result, Brook's powers are just, they don't make a lot of sense. That when you hear revived fruit, you don't think those things. Now, I'm going to give a similarity to a devil fruit that is not useless by any means, but has really weird powers. And that would be the Habi no Mi that Sugar has, that allows her to turn people into toys. Alright, so she stays young and turns people into toys. Okay. And what does she do with the toys? They have to do everything she says. She has complete control over them. Okay. That's not that weird, but what's really weird is it has the ability to completely erase them from the minds of everyone in the world the second she turns them into a toy. That is creepy and weird and powerful, and has nothing to do with the ability to turn people into toys. I see no relation, yet she figured out this ability regardless. Although this ability was considerably more obvious than Brook's. Another devil fruit that was probably really hard to figure out is Law's devil fruit. That all these weird powers he has as a surgery man, particularly he used a lot of them in his fight against Doflamingo. These are powers that Doflamingo knew that the Ape no Mi would have. Which means the previous user figured them out before Law did, which means more evidence towards the fact that devil fruits will reveal their powers when you're ready for them. And now that I've talked about 3 extremely useful devil fruits, well, 2 extremely useful ones and 1 pretty good one, because I think the Sugar and Law's power are a bit better than Brooke's. In any case, none of them are useless. Now let me talk about the devil fruits that people probably think are pretty useless. And the first one I'm going to talk about is the one that people always bring up because it appeared semi-recently and is really dumb sounding. And that is, of course, the jacket fruit. It allows you to turn into a jacket, which cannot move, and then if somebody puts you on, you keep your mind in their body. I think it's pretty obvious that, whatever those guys' names were, I'm not sure what his name was. He didn't leave a good impression. He was just using the fruit wrong. I'm really pretty sure he was just using the fruit wrong. Now, you may not be able to predict what sort of powers it would have at all. Like the ability to switch people's personalities from the operation fruit, that is not obvious. It's something only the user could figure out. So the jacket fruit, maybe he can move when he turns into a jacket and can wrap himself around people and possess them. Maybe he can. Or maybe it's something really hard to predict. Like, very minor spoilers for episode, I don't know, 2 or 3 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 5. Alright, I'm just gonna say it. It's pretty minor. Bucciolati's... Bucciolati? I don't know how to pronounce it. Anyways, his stand of zippers. And that he could create zippers in so many different things in so many different ways. Perhaps he could create jackets on different things and on different people. Perhaps he can turn other people into jackets without realizing it. I really just think he's kind of an idiot and is using his devil fruit wrong. But now I'm going to talk about one that you probably forgot about. The devil fruit I'm now going to talk about is the Berry Berry No Me, or the Berry Berry fruit. It allows you to become a grape human. This sounds so dumb! And it looks dumb too, because the very minor character, whose name was super cringeworthy, I dare not say it, but he had the ability to turn into a bunch of little spheres that don't seem like they can move. How could that possibly be practical in combat? Unless he's using it completely wrong. Now, I'm able to give a bit more obvious speculations about the grape human, the berry berry fruit. I'm able to make some better assumptions here. So perhaps, when you're in those little spheres, you can't be damaged by conventional means. Perhaps that's the point of him turning into them in the middle of combat, because all it seemed to do was immobilize him. But if he can't be damaged, then that might explain why he did it. Now, you might say that didn't Frankie damage him? Well, no, he just grabbed him and shot him. For all we know, he didn't get injured by that, which is why he did it in the first place. But there's something more obvious you could do. This would be a good power for a brawler, assuming you could use it on specific parts of your body instead of all at once. Which you almost certainly can, because every devil fruit we've seen that can change your body, we've seen it work on just one part of your body instead of all at once. Such as Buggy, Luffy, Robin, they can all use different parts of their bodies. Instead of just all at once. Now, perhaps if he was a super strong brawler like Luffy, fists, when somebody goes to punch his head pops off in a grape, and then loops back around and reattaches to his body. Therefore, he just dodged an attack. Perhaps he could send a fist flying at someone, turn his fist into a berry, and then hit them with the berry fist. This fruit just seems super dumb, but it's probably very useful in the right hands. Now, there's just not a lot of this guy. Frankly, even the jacket fruit had more screen time than this. But I just truly think that absolutely no devil fruits are useless. And I'm gonna get into a touchy subject of awakenings, and we just really don't have enough information about awakenings to figure out how they work. But I think it might be clear that even though Doflamingo described an awakening as when you affect something other than your body, some people can already affect things other than their body, such as Diamante's flag fruit. He can make other things ripple like a flag in addition to himself. Even though he's not awakened. So perhaps the jacket fruit and the berry fruit can affect other things besides their body, even without an awakening, and they're just using their powers wrong. So, basically, that's all I've got to say, and just the devil fruit system is made in a way that it seems like smart people who have weird powers always figure out a use for them, and that dumb people with dumb powers just look dumb. I think it's really subjective. Like, the egg fruit that Tamago has, it's weird and it doesn't seem useful. But Tamago made use of it. The ability to become an egg is honestly, in my opinion, way dumber than becoming a jacket. But Tamago was no fool, Tamago was no weakling, so he made use of the ability to turn into an egg. So, there you have it. That is what I think about useless devil fruits. Now, if you can think of any devil fruits that you think were super useless, please tell me about them, and maybe you have something to say about weak devil fruits that might have additional secret powers. And no matter how dumb a devil fruit is, it's always got something useful up its sleeve. So the jacket fruit is not dumb, it's just being used wrong. That's going to be it for today, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. I certainly did. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment. I would love to hear what you have to say. I am going to upload a Skyrim video next, unless I suddenly have an epiphany about One Piece and want to make a video. So really, I have no idea what video I'm going to put up next, but I'll do something. That's going to be it for today, everyone. Bye!